Okay. Well, the new format was certainly something different, which I kind of liked, and something just different. We were fortunate enough to win one of the segments, like you said, and kind of a thrilling fashion with Casey. So that was a lot of fun. But then it's all about making sure you're as good as you can be for that last section of the race. And I feel like we were as good as we knew how to be. Just Jimmy was a little bit better, so he did a great job. So hats off to him, and we had a respectable night for sure. And you can't really be angry with the second, but I certainly wanted to win. I wanted that one extra spot, but we just didn't have it. So proud of the progress from where we started. We think we started in the back, 18th or 19th, I can't remember where, and got a second place out of that. That's really good for the All-Star race and the way it plays out. So good racing all the way through the midsections of the race, and just wish I could have got to Jimmy and done something with him, but he was just lightning quick.
Thank you, Brad. And Matt, likewise, you were a segment leader. Talk about maybe how you thought things played out there tonight for the 17 car.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. We were able to win that second segment. I guess kind of by accident. Jimmy and I were talking about pitting and decided last minute to stay out. So got up front, got our car pretty good. Had a really fun and great hard race with Denny there to get the win there in that second one. And then after that, it's kind of different, because he's 40 laps, just thinking about the last one and not over-revving your engine and knowing where you're going to come on pit road. So really from there on out, we just tried to save our stuff, make sure we had the tires we needed on the car. When it came down pit road for that stop and go, I was on the bottom. That outside guy would lose 3 or 4 spots. And in a 10-lap shootout, when you got all the fast guys up front, it's hard to, when you're third going into turn 1, it's going to be pretty hard to win it.
All right, we'll take questions. We'll start here with Jenna. Go to Mike, and then we got Kenny, and then press box.
Jennifer, AP, 2 questions for both of you. After you each won your segment, Matt, you went right to the back. Brad, you seem to have a little bit of a debate on whether or not that was the best strategy, but then ultimately raced in the back. So I guess obviously the reason is so you stay out of trouble, but what goes into that? And then do you think that 10 laps is maybe too short on that final segment? Because it seems the last 2 years, once the leader gets out on the restart, the race is over.
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, you want me to get them first? What was the question again? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. After you won the segment, we won the second segment. So the end of the third segment, I ran hard for like 6 or 7 laps just to check our temperatures and make sure the car handled like we want and all that. But I guess there's a couple things. I mean, the way it's, I watched at the 48. They won the first one, so they didn't race at all for 60 laps in 10. And I don't know. I think if everybody else noticed, but they seem to know what they're doing and pretty smart. So we kind of watched that too and kind of hung back as well. There wasn't really any reward for racing up through there. You're going to come on pit road second. So then, once you got your last set of tires to run the 4th segment, I think the goal, which sounds silly, but was to run as slow as you can and stay on the lead lap because you knew everybody's going to stop and goes, and you knew those were going to be your tires, for the last segment. So just kind of held on to that, knew we were going to come on pit road second and concentrate on getting out of there. I did forget your second question, though. 10 laps. Oh, 10 laps too short? Yeah, it was way too short for me. I think that for some reason, during the day, this place gets really wide. You see people right up on the top and all the way on the bottom, and it seems like all last year, and it seemed to be the trend again tonight, that the bottom is just a lot better, and you really had to work the top hard to get by. Always hard to beat that.
Let's go here front row. Mike, go to Kenny, and then
but wait,
sorry,
you wanted Brad to answer those questions too, but in a shorter fashion.
Brad gets
shorter fashion.
Go ahead, Brad.
A time delay. This is a deadline for media. I mean,
go ahead.
10 laps. I don't think it was going to make a difference if it was 100 laps at the end. Jimmy was just that fast. So you can't really steal any of his thunder on that.
Literally.
Oh yeah, literally. Yeah. So I was doing all I could to get by him, but it wasn't meant to be. But passing is going to be difficult everywhere you can go, especially when you have a really fast car. Other than that, obviously there was a debate over whether or not to run hard or to, conserve your stuff. And I hate conserving race cars. They're meant to run hard. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody on my team was on the same plan, and they were. So I got to do what they tell me.
Let's go Mike, Kenny, and then press box. Go ahead.
Mike Neff from FrontStretch.com. For Matt, were you a little bit nervous knowing that Carl and Greg both had engine problems? And for Brad, you came in and made a couple different stops there. I believe it was in the third segment, or it might have been the fourth segment. Were you just making a couple different tweaks to the car, or were they making sure you had tight lug nuts, or what was that about?
Well, I didn't really see Carl's deal, but I saw Greg's explode. So whenever you have a teammate have something like that happen, you know, you certainly think about it because you know, even I'm sure there was different engine packages out there. I was pretty sure we had what they had. So the only thing I felt a little better about is you know, them last two segments we didn't have to run very hard and we'd lift early and I'd make sure I was only turning 9 or 9200, you know, just to kind of save it. And it was running cooler back there, you know, not being hot, you know, up there in the traffic and all that. So that made me feel a little bit better about it. But there's really nothing you do about it, and you just run it hard and hope it hangs together.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to be better and trying to be as fast as we could and working on it. And, you know, just wanted to make sure we didn't miss anything. Had no real penalty.
Kenny, and then we'll go to press box. Go ahead.
Kenny Bruce, Sporting News. Brad, you set out on pit road, I believe, that the high line on a restart just wouldn't go. Were you referring to the final restart, or was that a situation that you saw all night long?
No, I mean, I sucked up there, too, if it makes you feel any better, Matt. They just I don't have really an answer for why it doesn't work in the Cup car. It's a little bit peculiar, but it's just the way it is. It just all you do is spin your tires up there, and I don't really know why. So if you could figure that out for me, that'd be great. But yeah, I felt the same way. Echo the comments that Matt said earlier about just wasn't the right deal.
Press box, go ahead for questions.
Lee Spencer for Fox Sports. Brad, it looked like you and the 22 car could both get up on your competition and at least get them loose enough to make a pass. Do you think that had anything to do with the new cars? You know, your previous, you know, is it something you guys learned before, or what do you think it is?
We had two pretty fast race cars, and whenever you have two pretty fast race cars, you know, you got to use them to your advantage and work the guys in front of you. And you can only do that when your car's fast enough to catch them, and both of ours were that way. So I think you saw that in AJ's in the showdown, and he had a great run there. I was really happy for him to see him overcome some major adversity and make the show. And when you got fast race cars and you drive them hard, you can do things like that. And certainly AJ was able to do that, and so was I. So that's a good thing, I believe.
Stay in the press box. Go ahead.
Jeff Owens, Sporting News, for both of you guys. How weird or frustrating was it to have to ride around at the rear of the field? And we had three of the fastest cars in the race at one time riding around at the back of the field like that. And should they, you know, was this good? Should they consider maybe changing the format?
You said both of us, I guess. I was just going to say ditto when you got done. It's kind of strange to ride around back there. I mean, you know, being drivers, and you know, all we were programmed to do is go as fast as you can and be up on that edge as far as you can without wrecking it. And it's really hard to run slow like that and try to save it. And then you know, you sit there for them 40 laps, at least me, and thinking about, you know, that last restart, the last pit stop. You know, it's hard to get a read on your car if you're not running it hard and all that kind of stuff. So it is a little bit different. I'm probably the last one to know or give an opinion on whether they should change the format or if it was good or bad. I think that's more what the fans think of it. This whole All-Star race is definitely for the fans. So I think the best thing is probably to poll them, see what they liked, and go from there.
Brad.
Yeah, ditto. Yeah, I'll race whatever rules you have, and I'll race them as hard as it takes to win. And that was what it took to win. So, you know, I can't say I feel great about it, but I'm happy that we're good enough to win one of the segments. So Dale Jr. got to win a segment because of it, so that was great, right? So we're just trying to help out Dale. So that's part of that was our contribution, right? No? You're not going to say ditto? I said ditto for what you said.
Not on that, I'm not.
No, it's just the way it is.